Before we get into that, here is a list of the best Model 3, Model Y, Model S, and Model X deals that I've found at the moment, or I guess not Model X. I'll update the list after this at the end of the stream with the Model X, but you can see there's various discounts right now, inventory discounts from $2,000 to $8,000 off. But here's the full list, and we'll go through each one of these individually. Most of these you should know already, and all of these do end by the end of this month. So 7 days left, the end of the quarter, end of the month, September 30th, not September 31st, is when these do end. So if you want to lock it in or just try and stall delivery until the end of this month, that's basically what is going to happen. Tesla learned from their mistake before where they allowed people to lock in a lower interest rate, but those people were kind of pushing all the way to like a month or two after. Tesla learned from that, and they've added like a soft limit, we'll call it this, in which you have to take delivery to take advantage of some of these low interest rates by September 30th. But I've got to say, if I was a betting man, I do think quarter four is going to bring even more incentives and also more interest rate savings as well. So even though some of these do disappear by the end of this month, I do think they're going to carry over. The first one is the $1,000 Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. That's an easy one. We talk about that a lot on the channel. You can get that pretty easily down below in the description, and it is $1,000 off and stacks on top of everything below. All you really have to do is click a Tesla referral link, just like the one down below in the description. Let it open up on your browser, let it cookie or attach to your browser, and then you can go and find an inventory link that is around you so that you can go ahead and purchase one very, very quickly. Here is one of them here's what it looks like in case you're interested in trying to figure out. I was trying to pull it up, but for some reason my internet is killing it itself right now. But in case you're curious, we can take a look at that one and see for some reason it's not looking at it, but we'll take a look at it a little bit later. The next one is free full self-driving transfer. If you've got full self-driving on a older Tesla, you can transfer it to the new one. And the cool thing with this one is you do not have to sell your old Tesla to Tesla or trade it in or anything like that. You can actually just transfer it and move on, and you can still own that older Tesla also at the end of the day. Next one is 1.99% financing for the Model Y. Of course, you have to take delivery by September 30th for this one. And if you go up to 84 months, it goes up as well. You can also do or zero down on a Model Y, but that's at a higher interest rate of 2.49% financing. So if there's people out there that want to keep more cash on hand, you could do that route if you want to. Next one is 1.99% financing on the Model 3. It excludes the Model 3 rear-wheel drive, and actually it also excludes the Model 3 Performance. Model 3 Performance is a little bit higher as well in terms of a higher interest rate. So do keep that in mind for that. Both of these or all of these, you can use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, to get an extra $1,000 off. The next one is you can also do zero down on a Model 3 if you want to, but it's 2.49% financing. So maybe it's not a good deal, but I would say the book does say to put around 10 to 20% anyways. But here I did want to show on the Model 3 Performance, you have higher interest rates for depending on what term you want. If you want to go up to 72 months, you can see it's 2.99% on a Model 3 Performance. And Model 3 Performance inventory has been very interesting over the past few days. We saw a lot of them being dumped into inventory, like over 20 of them in our local area. So something's going on with Model 3 Performance, and I do expect some sort of bigger incentive with Model 3 Performance. Dare I say even like a $2,000 discount in the near future, because Model 3 Performance was increased by $2,000. Next one is free paint options for the Model 3 Performance and seating layout option for the Model X all-wheel drive. Both of these, you have to add that $7,500 or you have to add that $8,000 full self-driving, and then that makes both of them qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. And so this one could be a good one with the Model 3 Performance, because there's plenty of Model 3 Performance, as we saw the other day, with inventory discounts anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 off. So you could stack that plus $8,000 referral code plus getting that full self-driving, and with a $3,000 inventory discount, you can see how that deal could get compelling on that type of vehicle. Next one is $1,000 discount for military and their spouses, available on all Model 3, Model Y, SX, and also Cybertruck as well. This one is a cool one because it also stacks with all the different incentives as listed above. So if you're in a perfect storm type of thing, you could be able to stack all of these on top top of everything. And then on top of that, here is a list. I'll post it in the, or it's posted in the live stream chat, of all the best inventory discounts that we're seeing right now. These do stack on everything we just talked about before. So Model Y, you can see we've got a $2,400 inventory discount. Model 3, we've got a $2,800 discount on a Model 3 Performance, which is a crazy discount. You can see it right here, $2,830 off with only 667 miles on it. This one would be pretty interesting, especially if you added on that full self-driving, which would then allow it to qualify for that $7,500 federal tax credit. And the reason why Tesla's doing this is because inventory is staying kind of high. It is trending downward, so it seems like this end of quarter, end of month, September rush is working. Model Y inventory is trending downwards, this mustard yellow line, and also Model 3 inventory, this pink line, is also staying at a lower pace than before. So really cool to see that all these different incentives, as when you stack them all together with all these different crazy programs, you can see it's a little bit of a maze to try and navigate all this. It's not as clear. It is clear, but there's certainly a lot of different hacks or deals out there. Another interesting tidbit is we're also starting to see Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drives in inventory. This is arguably Tesla's most best value vehicle, maybe even the longest range, after we're seeing some efficiency numbers from this, and also biggest range in terms of 363 miles of range according to the EPA estimates. And so maybe this one might be a crazy deal in the near future as we start to pick up more inventory. This is Tesla's newest vehicle, and maybe we'll start to see more inventory of these, which would then equal inventory discounts. I thought I saw one earlier with like a $2,300 discount, but it was actually a all-wheel drive. I think there was another one that was maybe a $1,700 discount, but it looks like that someone souped that one up really quickly, because that's a good deal. I mean, $1,700 off as an inventory discount, maybe plus military, maybe plus the referral code, and then also 1.99 and all these other different things that are happening right now. You can see where the deal could get super compelling if you were to add and stack all of these up. And so now the question I'm kind of debating in my head, like, hey, do we get a Model 3 rear-wheel drive, or do we pony up and pay the extra money, pay the extra, what, $15,000 for a Model 3 Performance? And so it's a tough one, because is it going to be $15,000 more value of a vehicle? Not actually sure. It might be, especially if I'm just looking for like a good daily commuter type of vehicle. The most value is certainly going to be a Model 3 rear-wheel drive. But then the flip side of that is, like, when you see, or you start to see posts like this, like from Unplugged Performance, that released another piece of their crazy looking Model 3 Performance track spec vehicle. It looks absolutely fantastic. This was, I guess, right after their Laguna Seca, and they've got even more kitted parts on here. They got their up rims on it, plus a carbon fiber spoiler that looks like that adds on top of the OEM one. You can start to see it looks pretty insane. And so certainly, it's hard to not try and get into a Model 3 Performance when they look just as fantastic as that. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're thinking.